Without Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers overcame a 15-point deficit and 41 points from Stephen Curry to win 131-25 versus the Warriors in the Bay. The Nuggets collapsed in the final minutes against the Sacramento Kings and now enter the All-Star break on a 3-game skid. The fight for the 1 seed in the Western Conference looks like it'll come down to the wire, with the 4th-seeded Nuggets just 2.5 games behind the top-seeded T-Wolves. Who knew about Minnesota? The T-Wolves, a 57% chance to finish as the top seed in the West. America, I present to you Kendrick Perkins and Brian Windhorst with the best hair.
What's going on, Molly?
A pitiful.
What's up, Wendy?
A pitiful.
Hey, Perk.
Hey,
what's up, man?
Before we dive into this, I like this whole fit. It's clean.
Well, I
like
appreciate it, Molly.
I like the chain. You're not doing too much. The turtleneck. It works. I'm into it.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying. What? What you got?
Me personally, I mean, I think that, he's a successful basketball analyst for the worldwide leader. I would have expected a little bit more ice, like something
No,
shiny.
I like that it's like understated. It's just a cool Cuban link. It's nice.
We're not talking about your taste right now, Molly. We're talking about mine. Talk about yours. Talk about mine.
Hey.
I
we
just
know
would have liked
you,
something a
2
little bit
Chainz.
more shiny.
We know you.
You know what they say, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Get in line, Stephen A. All right. Let's talk about the West. I can't believe what a good mood Stephen A's in right now, by the way. I thought he was going to be like super cranky. Vegas, LA, now Indy, but you're doing well, kid. Keep it up. Real proud of you. We got 60 minutes to go, Stephen A. Let's finish strong. You got this, okay?
Well, I'm away from you. I'm not in studio right next to you, so that helps.
Fire it up, baby. Let's do it. People at home want your energy. Oh, my God, I hate when you do stuff like that. All right, Stephen A., seriously, let's talk about the West, though. And I know you're going to be going out to Minnesota doing some all-access there. Who do you have in the West right now?
Well, listen, I think that you have to have the Denver Nuggets. That's a team that's the reigning defending NBA champions. They're 28-11 when Jamal Murray and Jokic are in the lineup together, 8-8 without them. We get that. But I'm just of the mindset, even though I should have them, I got to tell y'all, I'm keeping my eyes on the Clippers. I'm just looking at them, their prolific tendencies on the offensive side of the ball. When you think about a Zubac and a Plumlee, obviously that's nothing to match up with Jokic skill-wise. But nevertheless, they're formidable big bodies that you can at least throw in the direction of Jokic and Aaron Gordon. And then I'm looking at what they bring to the table offensively. I brought up the fact that James Harden last night had 26, 8, and 7. That was with a quiet fourth quarter because they were busy watching Norman Powell go ballistic. Can't leave him open from the left corner. He's drilling a 3 all day, every day in that regard. We know what Paul George brings to the table. We see what Russell Westbrook is bringing off the bench. We know what Kawhi Leonard and what a superstar he is when he's healthy. And he didn't even play last night because he wasn't in the lineup. He was injured. I'm just looking at them right now, and I'm fantasizing, me personally, guys, if the Clippers win, what level of pressure that puts on the Los Angeles Lakers to maintain relevancy. And you know how I like the storylines. You know how I like to be fed that. To know that the Clippers are about to move out of the Crypto.com arena, to go into a new arena, to find themselves in a situation where all of that pressure, because they're winning, if they were to win, what level of pressure that puts on the Los Angeles Lakers, I just love it. And you should too, Perk and Wendy, because most of y'all time, unlike the rest of us, is spent in L.A. And so you should want that even more than me.
What's going to happen is going to happen. And the Clippers are going to win the Western Conference because they have 0 flaws, right? They have everything and they check all the boxes. When you think about the depth, Stephen A., you just alluded to it. You talk about Big Zubac, Plumlee, and Daniel Tice at the center position. That's enough bodies to battle defensively against any big in the Western Conference. When you think about the wings that they have, you're looking at the young fella Coffey. We saw what Norman Powell did last night to the Golden State Warriors, arguably could be the 6th man of the year. Then you look at Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is going to win the Clippers at least 3 games by himself, where he's going to be that impactful off the bench for the Clippers this postseason. And then you talk about Paul George and James Harden. And you know the great thing about this, and I said this on the countdown yesterday to Wendy, Malika, and Shanae, who, by the way, did a great job. I said the great thing about those two is that they both want big money come this offseason. That's if Paul George and the Clippers don't come to a contract extension, which I believe they won't. But they both want max money. So now you have competition within the locker room to see who is the number 2 on the team. And that's a great thing for the Clippers. But then you go to Kawhi Leonard Jordan. And I said this. He is Jordan in a triangle offense.
Oh.
And when you think about a healthy Kawhi, Leonard, he could be the best player against any other player in any given series when it comes down to the postseason, clutch moments, defending both ways, doing what it needs to be done, and then you look up and down the sideline, and who do you have? Old Ty Lue, the one that's pulling it all together. The Clippers are so deep. I want y'all to think about this for a second. The Clippers are so deep. They told P.J. Tucker and Bones Highland not to travel with the team. They're not even sniffing the floor right now. P.J. Tucker could be providing quality minutes for a contending team right now. He's getting DMPs for the Clippers. I got the Clippers coming out of the West.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about youth, because the one thing we know historically, to win in the big games in the postseason, you got to have experience. So you look at these teams in the West. Oklahoma City is one of the youngest teams we've ever seen being competitive. None of those guys have any significant playoff experience. Asking them to win 3 playoff series when most of them have never even won a single playoff game, I just can't see it. Mike Conley, absolutely. Rudy Gobert has a bunch of different playoff experiences. But this is an organization that hasn't won a playoff series since Ant Edwards was 2 years old. Okay, so again, well, I look at them and see how they defend and look at how they play on the road, and I give them a fighting chance. It's hard to sell me that they're going to come up with it. So you're left with Denver and the Clippers. When you look at Denver, they're struggling a little bit right now. They've lost 3 in a row. Their offense has really slid back from last season. They're in the middle of the pack. They were the best offensive team in the playoffs last year. And one of the reasons why they've backslid is because they have such a young bench. You look at who they bring off the bench, it's not Jeff Green and Bruce Brown anymore. It's a bunch of first and second year players. So while you look at them and say they're awesome and Jokic, the Jokic-Murray, Gordon, Porter combination is devastating, and KCP has rings with 2 different teams, there is a little bit of vulnerability there. So I can see how if you're out there in the West, you could see, look, it's going to be hard, but maybe they're not quite at the same level right now. But then, like Perk said, you go look at the Clippers, they check every box. And Stephen A., can you imagine the dream that Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, has about the night he opens his new arena here in L.A., the Intuit Dome?
You're the champion.
His passion.
You're the champion.
It's banner night. Can you imagine what that would mean to him? And so,
unreal.
A lot of things have to happen, especially health, and I'm certainly not discounting the Nuggets, but I think youth could play a big role in the Western Conference playoffs.
Well, let me say this. I mean, I'm not the most astute or the most accomplished businessman in the world, but I know a thing or two about it. I know a thing or two about it. And I know that if my boss is a billionaire, and that if I win a championship and the first night that he opens that new arena is banner night, and what that could mean, you understand, for me and my future opportunities, that would be additional incentive for me to go out there and perform at a very, very, very high level. You understand? So there's incentive all over the place. You got the Southern California sunshine. Inglewood ain't bad now. Inglewood ain't bad, okay? And so you got that going on, all right? And then you got that new arena there. And oh, by the way, you're in the same town as the Purple and Gold, because it's going to be Laker Nation all day, every day in L.A. But if you win, you'll get your own base to some degree, which would be enough for you because there's plenty of room to spare in the second largest state in the union. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, wait a minute, there's incentive all over the place. I'm the Los Angeles Clippers. I got more incentive than ever before to win. ever.
So are you two guys leaning for us picking the Clippers to win it all?
They're the
No,
most
I
impressive
got
team
Boston.
1 through 10, but doesn't mean they're going to win it. But they're the most
Right.
impressive team 1 through 10, in my view.
What you say?
They're the most
ESA?
impressive team right now. I'm leaning towards them winning the West. I still haven't jumped off the Boston Celtics bandwagon of winning it all.
I beg to differ. I actually got the Clippers
I know, we know
winning
this.
it.
We know this.
I got the Clippers winning it all, and it's solely because
Well,
of
damn
that
it, how
game.
do you think we don't know that? How do you
I'm
think we
just
don't know
saying-
that? You're
I'm
on
just
TV
saying.
more than me. You're on
I'm just
TV more than
saying.
me. Every
I'm just-
hotel, every bar, everything. They see you all over the place. Damn it, let me tell you something right now. You're on ESPN News as much as you're on ESPN. You understand? You're on .com, you're every damn where, okay? We see you everywhere. You're
You're an
omnipotent,
ESPN
all right?
News star,
We see you all the
Kendrick.
time.
ESPN
That's
News,
right.
From you.
ESPNU. It's a big ESPN News star.
I'm not complaining. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. I needed some help. You understand what I'm saying? I don't mind y'all at all. Take
here we
all the
go.
time you
Here we
want.
go.
Hey,
I
you
got
know,
y'all on here for
Stephen
a
A.
reason. I need all the help I can get.
You know who's really the YouTube star? That guy, Windy, all the way
Who's
at the end of our shot. Windy
Oh, I know
right
that.
there.
Call me
I know-
on
you know-
YouTube,
oh, I know
Molly.
that. Hold
What
on.
do they
You know
call
my
you on
YouTube nickname is?
Tell me.
Stephen B. Smith.
Wow. I love it.
Well, here's the
love
deal.
it.
Well, here's the deal, Molly. You know me bringing in that businessman. But I got plans. I got plans for my boys. I got
Oh, you
plans
do?
for my boys.
Oh,
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, I do.
Really?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
Where the money reside? Where the money
Oh, my
reside? Where the
God.
money reside? Where the money reside? Okay.
Seriously, though, why are you in such a good mood right now? Did you go to St. Elmo's
you know.
last night? You have some steak?
No, I did not do such thing. I got in, I got some rest, and I got
Rest.
my girl Sumatra and my boy Juvie right next to me. And so when I'm hanging with them, they make my mood better because they
They're right,
shield
'cause
me
they're
from
good
dealing
people.
with Yale.